Internet! We Nerdin Out are back for another episode this week. Today on deck, we got a couple cool things to talk about. Me and my boy, Babbling Box Boy, me Fun Kai, here again. And we're here to talk about some cool stuff we found out this week. We may not be experts, we may not know everything about everything, but we like to talk about stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. We're glad you're here to join us for along the ride. And what do we got on deck today?
Oh my god, we have a decent sized list, my friend, and we're going to kick things off with very exciting news that they are making a God of War TV show, apparently. So it is in the works. They've announced that they have the showrunners. So this Mark Fergus guy and the Hawk of whatever, I don't know them. But they said were showrunners on The Expanse and the show Wheel of Time, which are both Amazon Prime shows. So the rumor is that apparently Amazon is bidding to get the rights to the show, but with those guys having a track record at Prime, I'm assuming it's already kind of said and done that it will happen at Prime.
It will happen.
This is exciting to me because I really like the new game, and it's exciting by the prospect that we could get a cinematic, like, actual telling of the story. I just don't know how well you can adapt that storyline to a TV show. And like, they gonna cast the guy who actually voiced Kratos? Because he's like a bigger guy. He could pull it off. He's a
That
decent
voice
actor.
too, that voice is so iconic too with that character. You almost like need to have that, I feel.
Yeah, I feel the same way, man.
Kratos is not the same without that voice. I feel like if I wasn't looking at any pictures or any video or anything, he just started talking like, "Oh shit, that's my boy Kratos. I know who that is."
Yeah.
I feel like that's like almost a need. I don't want to see some secondhand guy trying to sound like him. I feel like you got the guy. Why not just fucking cast him? Send him in there.
Yeah, I really hope they do. I mean, physically, he could play the part. He's a bigger guy. He obviously sounds like him because it is him. So, I mean, like,
Yeah.
if that happens, that's very cool. If that doesn't happen, I'm less excited about it. Still excited about it, but certainly dampens it a little bit. And then also, it's like, are they gonna do what they did to Halo, where it's like it's a show about God of War, but it's not really God of War? They're like, we just took all the names and changed it however we want. So I mean, still lots to know about this
Yeah.
show. It's literally just like being talked about that it's existing, so it's exciting, and the prospect is uh, exciting to think about. But I'm also troubled because it's very easy to fuck up.
I'm curious to see how they take a story or a game story as in depth as this game is and has been over the few years that it's been out and how many games are out now. I'm curious to see how they take all that action, beautiful sceneries, the storylines, the characters, the everything, and transfer it over to screen. And then there's always that thing of how do people take a game to a movie and make it so that newcomers are able to jump into the storyline, understand what's going on, and really just connect with the character and really understand what's going on. Because there's a lot of people that are just not gamers; they've never played these games. So I'm curious to see how they're going to be able to do that while not fucking it up. So I'm curious to see how they do it.
Yeah, that's a valid point, honestly. That is exceptionally hard to do, to like condense video game storytelling into a show, um, and still having it like feel badass and be like available. I don't know how would you describe it. Like, to feel like it is inviting to
Still, yeah.
newcomers while doing fan service. I think they'll find a way. My only question is, like, what story are they going to tell? They're going to tell Kratos in Rome. They're going to tell Kratos like in the new game. It's tough to say. Like,
Curious. I mean, I'm hoping there's some great minds behind these storytelling. I mean, it would
yeah,
be really there. It's it's a little it's risky, I guess. I feel sorry for the guys writing it. I'm sure they're just sweating bullets. Like, holy shit, I got to make sure I get this right. If I fuck this up, the community is coming after my ass.
that's what I'm saying.
So,
It's like the Halo show where it's like, if you don't do it right, fuck you, and if you kind of do it right, fuck you, and you better do it great
dude,
or fuck
they're
you.
making a Halo show. Watch
Yeah.
the trailer. What the fuck is this?
There's a human in the Covenant. What is happening?
Jesus, this is stupid.
I don't know. We'll
We're gonna
see.
watch God of War, and he's just some bread baker, and he's got like a fucking pan or something. That's a little stretching it, but like I'm hoping they just don't just botch my boy.
Yeah. I mean, I really think like this is probably easier to adapt than Halo is, obviously. But still, there's room to fuck it up. So this is very exciting, and I'm hopeful that it's good, but cautiously optimistic, I would say, until we see
Got
more.
till we see more yet. Don't fuck it
I
up,
think a
please.
cast is going to be everything for this. Like,
Oof, yes. Yeah. I mean, they got creative. Like, I feel like that's just a no-brainer just to cast the voice actor. I mean, built for the roles, he is the voice. Like, just put him in there. Like,
yeah,
why not?
yeah, I hope so too. I really do.
But I mean, time will tell. We will see. We're
Time
gonna be
will
mad
tell.
about something anyway, so it doesn't even matter, I guess.
I can guarantee you, I'll bitch about something. I can
Yeah.
promise you that. If there's a thing to cry about, I will find it. But that's really all there is to say about it. It's exciting. I hope you guys are as excited about it as I am. And on to the next thing.
On to the next. I'm excited for it. Can't wait for more news on it.
Yeah, man. So over the last week, the Dead Space remake devs did like a dev diary, and in the dev diary, they showed off the new audio system they have developed for this game. They called it like the Alive system, and they explained it in great detail about how the system works. So essentially, in the original game, the immersive sound was pretty good for its time, but it's like dated horror. It's aged reasonably bad compared to modern games. So like the way I would explain it is like the ship is made out of metal. You're going down these long corridors at times, but if there was like a sound resonating from the room beside you, you'd still hear it even though you're in a fucking metal hallway. So stuff like that can be like a little bit weird because realistically you shouldn't be able to hear anything. So they talk about how they've essentially developed a system to make the audio feel more real. So like as the doors seal behind you, all the sounds that were in the room behind you disappear. Or like if you open a door and there's like music playing, it feels as if the music's resonating out of that room. Or if there's like sounds on the other side of a pane of glass, it sounds like it's going through the membrane of the glass. So they've talked about how they've developed a system to do that with the sounds and have them bounce around in the environment realistically. They also talk about how the character it's himself has like different attributes that can affect his dialogue. So in the original game, when Isaac would run and stuff, he would like breathe heavier, but like it didn't affect any of the dialogue. Or like if he got hurt, things would overlap, so he'd like breathe heavy and like sigh in pain, but like it all kind of just felt like a little bit muddled together. So they talk about how in the remake they have made this system where Isaac's biometrics like actually affect the sounds he makes. So when he runs a lot, he starts breathing heavier, and then when he runs for like a super long time, he starts like gasping for air. Same as if like he goes into an area with no oxygen and he essentially runs out of oxygen, you actually hear him like start choking, and then when he gets back to breathable air, there's like big heavy breaths that like eventually settle down. This is also like timed with his heart rate. So if he's in a situation like combat where things get more intense, his heart rate will start to race, and it'll take time for it to like settle back down. They also talk about how there's like 3 different effects to his dialogue also. So if he's fatigued or like stressed, his dialogue will sound differently. There's also a normal version, and then there's also like a in pain version. So there's a lot of shit going on just in the fucking sound of this game. They talked about how they reworked all the weapon sound designs and all that stuff. It's an hour-long video. You can watch it on YouTube. It's on the Dead Space YouTube. I'm just gonna play the last like 2 minutes of it, or like a chunk in the very near the end, where they just show off what the game looks like currently and how it sounds currently. I'm going to play it because there's not really any music, so I'm going to play it with audio. But if there was, yeah, we'll stop it right after the clip. It's only like 2 minutes long.
Oh, you got screen share?
Oh god.
I'm on edge already.
This game's gonna be so much fucking spookier, dude. Because it
Dude,
was spooky originally, and now with lighting and the new sounds and stuff, it's gonna be fucking nerve-wracking, I can tell you that.
there's been this scientific like explanation that like in all horror movies, the thing that gets you the most is sound. Like if you were to plug your ears in a scary movie and watch it with your eyes, but plug your ears, you would not jump at anything. It's all sound based. Dude's aim is trash.
That's classic dev playing video game moment, where you're just like, ew.
Fucking potato. For the audio listeners, this dude's shooting the floor basically.
Yeah, he's doing his best to shoot at something, alright?
Yeah.
He's trying his best.
Try to cut its leg off, I guess. I mean, a normal gamer would go for the head every time.
Yeah, and in this game, breaking the limbs off is actually like a main thing to do.
Damn, dude, just all these audios everywhere.
It just feels like that level of immersion will just fuck with your head, and that's the end of the clip.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really incredible. The lighting looks phenomenal. For people who can't see the video, the lighting is ridiculous, and the atmosphere of this game looks fucking intense. Like even here, he doesn't really encounter much other than like one enemy, but like the entire setting is so fucking tense, man. There's like, you know, shadows cascading all over the place from this dynamic lighting, from the shit swinging above his head, and like water droplets and shit hitting everywhere. It's just like, I feel like you'd be taking in the atmosphere so much that the jump scares and stuff will really catch you off guard, just because you really feel like you're kind of there. And I mean,
I could just imagine sitting in the dark, headset just blaring, me sitting forward at the screen and just like hearing these noises alone already got me on edge.
yeah, man.
And then the second something pops out, I'm shitting.
Yeah. No, exactly, dude. The lighting. Oh my god, I can't get over the lighting. Lighting in video
It's
games has
crazy that
gone
it's
so
dark,
far.
yet you can still see like it's so immersive into it's like we're understanding that yeah, it's dark and it's scary, but of course we need you to still be able to see, but we're able to still immerse you into this dark environment.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the fucking lighting in modern video games is actually insane. They're
Some of
just,
these people are just geniuses. This is crazy.
yeah, man. Ray tracing and shit is gonna take it to the next level. But yeah, this game, honestly, and they were talking. They must have like reinstated the fact that this game is a work in progress. Like, I don't know, 27 times or more during this playthrough slash briefing. So they talked about even the stuff that we see here is not final, nowhere near final. The gun animations
Damn.
are nowhere near done. Like they talked about how it's all kind of just like placeholders for now. And the game looks very good. Like the little bit that they've showed us looks very, very good. So it's actually
This
insane
looks
that
launch
it's not.
ready, honestly.
This part does look very, very good. So yeah, I mean, they must be doing something right, and they must be like following their fucking schedule to a T. I think this game
Some,
drops this fall. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what I've heard. So
somebody deserves an attaboy.
yeah, man,
Damn.
this is exciting. I really, really wanted to play Dead Space 1 again, but I held off for this. So I think this will be a better experience
Yeah.
overall.
Oh yeah.
Because revisiting
Oh,
old games now, man, you realize like how limited shit was back then. You know what I mean? Unless you played this on the PC, like playing it on console is just, oh my god, it's brutal. There's like, I don't know, 30 FPS. Like nothing looks that cool. Nothing sounds really that cool. Like it's one of those things. It's better in your brain, and then when you go back and experience it, you're like, it's still good, but it's not as good as I remember.
Is it good or is it nostalgic? I feel like that's the fine line between anything and everything right now.
Yeah, it's like that shit when you remember playing 007, you're like
Oh
or
my
like, you know,
god.
GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, you're like, "Those games were fucking sick," and then you turn them on and you're like, "Ooh, this game
Whoa!
was cool at one time? Ooh, this looks
This is
horrible."
the right game, right? Holy fuck.
I remember it
What
being a
is
lot smoother, I don't know. But
Hey, who
yeah,
put Roblox in here? What the fuck is this?
yeah, no, exactly, you're just like, "That's not how it looked." Okay, it's how it
Man, I remember the game being, like, super like, everything looked amazing. You could play, like, that DK mode where the heads were massive and it looked pretty cool. And you look at it now and it's just like, "This is trash."
oh,
The
yeah.
gunfights are trash. Like, everything's it was not it at the time, yeah, it was good, but me going back to it, holy hell, this is terrible.
Yeah, man, at the time, that shit was classic. But
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Some games age perfectly well. Some games, they're okay. They age all right. I
We'll
think
leave that
the original game of this aged all right, but I think this is going to be like a real good remake, like some Resident Evil 2 level remake shit. So
I
I'm excited.
honestly am glad that they're going so in depth with audio. I feel like audio for gaming is, like, almost as important as visual, and I feel like that gets missed out a lot on gaming.
Yeah, man. I think that's where the real point of improvement's coming with this generation, because that's what Sony's working on. They're working on that like whole Tempest audio bullshit and the 3D
Yeah,
sound. So like that's really going to be something that like I think a lot of companies are going to hone in on this generation. Because I mean, it's getting to the
like
point where like to get more fidelity out of a game, it's ridiculous. Like you need to have just thousands and thousands of dollars to pour into a graphics card. Where like
yeah.
most games look pretty fucking good, but they can improve everywhere else. And audio is one of those areas where like it really could improve, and it's looking like it's getting there. Like
Don't
pretty well.
undercut your audio.
Yeah,
Go in. Like,
especially in a
audio
game
is
like
so
this, man.
good.
Game like this, you need good audio. They talked about it like there's shit I'm forgetting, man. They talked about how like even the score for the game is dynamic. So like the actual music for the game, they have like an orchestra perform like different versions, and then they like cut out sections of it. So if they want to make it like more tense, it'll like just be the violin and it'll be like playing faster, and you know what I mean? So they really like went
Yeah,
hard to make audio fucking almost feel alive in this game. So I'm very
good.
excited to see it.
Invest in your audio. Like, audio is just as important as, visual, I feel.
Yeah, man. All
Don't
right.
skip out.
On to the next thing. So the next thing on the list
On to the next.
is this Gotham Knights release date. It's finally fucking here. Thank God. This game looked ridiculously good, and we all thought it was never going to come out because that's how games happen. They get announced. Remember Scalebound? Nobody remembers Scalebound. Games get announced, they look phenomenal, and they die in some back room somewhere. But this game's finally got a release date, thank God. And I knew it wasn't going to die because they showed us a trailer not too long ago. I'm just being dramatic. But like this game, it looks so fucking good, bro. You haven't seen anything
I
on it yet,
haven't seen
right?
this live right now. I'm
Okay.
diving into it.
Okay, I can't play the sound because it'll definitely get flagged because fucking anything Warner Brothers is just
Fuck!
policed by Satan himself, and everything gets flagged for copyright. So I can't play it with sound, but we'll watch it together and you can get a vibe for at least what the game looks like. But
Sorry, audio
honestly,
listeners. We do appreciate you,
yeah,
though.
I will describe it. Dark scene. Warner Brother logo in the middle, illuminated. Oh shit, flashing lights, red, blue, red, blue. It's a cop car, probably. Who knows? DC logo,
DC. C.
Snowburst, a Warner Brothers game Montreal production or something,
Montreal.
where they make the best games.
The best games. Pitch black. DC in the bottom right corner.
Ooh, classic dark alley. Raining.
It's raining.
Man holds cell phone. He looks paranoid.
Got no service. Fuck.
God, he should have
Shoulda
got
went
AT
with.
and T.
Shoulda.
Code black. I don't know what that means, but it can't be good.
Decrypt. If only it was that easy to press a button and decrypt something.
So he presses the decrypt button on his cell phone, and it's decrypting a message from Bruce Wayne, and he's talking about how if you're watching this message, he is dead, and that Gotham is essentially in the hands of his disciples. So
Oh
everyone who's
no.
seeing this message is like his trusted inner circle. And it's showing like a montage of all of these different allies seeing the message and reflecting on the news that he's dead.
One thing I'm noticing, I like how in depth they are with the visuals on the eyes. It makes them look way more lifelike.
Yeah, the cinematics in this game is very good. The graphics in this game are very good. I don't know if they show gameplay in this. I think they don't. So I'll have to show you the gameplay, but it looks very good. The story for this game it sounds very interesting. I mean, there's rumors to what is actually happening, but apparently I think it's supposed to follow the events of the last Batman open world game, which I think is Arkham Knight. I could be wrong, but I
That
think
was a
it's
good
it.
game.
Yeah.
I think that might be actually the last one that came out.
Yeah, I believe this is following that. So yeah, it just shows that they all received the message that he's dead. They're all rallying together to go patrol the streets and do their best to, protect Gotham.
Robin.
And it's just doing like character intros.
Damn.
So you can play as Robin,
Batwoman.
Batgirl,
Oh, the grapple play looks so awesome.
yeah,
Oh shit.
Nightwing.
Okay, the combat sequences are looking really good.
And that's Red Hood.
Deadpool.
Yeah. Kind of. His fucking origin story is dark as shit.
As DC should be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keep it dark. I love it.
But the game looks
Ooh.
phenomenal. Anyone who's listening and can't see the game or like any of the footage, you should really check out a trailer for yourself. It's Gotham Knights. It looks very, very good. And I also think
Yeah,
it's
these
supposed to be
visuals are
4-player
nice.
co-op. I could be wrong.
Oh, that would be so good.
But I think it's either co-op but with 2 players or 4 players. I can't remember. It's co-op in some fashion. If I was a better person, I would look for the answer, but I'm not. So it's co-op in some fashion. Google it for yourself.
That's something I want to see more is these story type games with more multiplayer co-op would be amazing. It's fun playing a game by yourself, but to share the experience with others is just so much better.
I think this is kind of one of those games too. Like, it's the way it's setting the stage is like, there's a group of superheroes working together to like kind of fill the space where Batman was. So like it kind of just lends to the fact that like you should be making that experience co-op right from the get-go. You should have
I
those
have an answer
characters
for you.
interacting.
Gotham Knights co-op is limited to 2 players and online only.
Yeah. See,
So
I didn't
there's
know
your
that.
answer. It is co-op in a way.
Yeah. So here, the end of the video kind of teases that there's a Court of Owls. It's going to be a villain in this, or like the Court of Owls is going to be villains in this. But yeah, that's the trailer. You've never seen it before, Kyle. What do you think?
Nope. I mean, looking like our fight scenes are looking really good. Visuals are looking really good. We got some character backstories here and everything. Everybody's tying in together. Malt co-op is awesome. I like that idea for a story game. Share the experience with some friends. It's always better to play with other people. Um, this looks really fun. I wish I knew more about the backstory to most of these characters. I'm more of like a movie person for this stuff, so I don't know much about characters as they are. But from what I'm seeing live right now, this looks really good. These fight scenes are sick. There's like some Assassin Creed looking drop downs where you do some stealth knockouts. Fight scenes are looking crisp. Like if this is what we get in Final Cut, like this is going to be really nice.
Yeah, this is actual gameplay. So
Oh, this is perfect
this
then.
is the
Oh, look at
gameplay
the
they teased.
she's summoning bats as a type of AoE defense almost. That's looking really good.
Yeah.
Just deep diving right into the characters and just trying to add some type of abilities to them. Like these guys don't look like sidekicks. They look like they are their own hero right now. They are so well equipped with equipment and abilities and everything. It's looking really good.
Well, I mean, at this point in the, I mean, Obviously, I don't know exactly, but it looks like all these characters are very well established. Like, I don't think Bruce Wayne would
Yeah.
be doing this, or I don't think he would have left these people, his legacy if he didn't think they could handle it. So I think at this point, these characters are fairly established. I mean, Red Hood's like, he looks to be a little bit more put together. So, I mean, it's got to be later in his arc for sure. So it definitely, I would say a lot of these characters are like pretty much, very capable of handling their own.
Yeah. Damn, DC sure does love their capes.
Yeah, dude.
That's one thing I'm noticing. Everybody has a cape.
It fucking looks sick when you're
If you don't have
fighting.
a cape, then fuck you.
Yeah, it looks sick when you're fighting, right? Don't you want it to be like flapping in the wind every
It's
time you
all
bitch slap
flapping
a dude?
around shit and get yourself poked in the eye randomly.
So yeah,
Him jump.
this is Robin, but I think it's in a different outfit than the one they showed us. So I think there's gonna be like multiple different suits and stuff. So that could be very cool.
Oh, I loved that in Arkham Knight, where you can swap out his the the skins on Batman. It was really fun.
Yeah, man. So they're showing off
Got
like a
some.
little bit of the co-op gameplay. Like it did a split screen where it showed like one person attacking one enemy while the other person was off doing other shit. But yeah, this is the game. It finally got a release date, and the release date is the 25th of October, 2022. So this fall, we will finally get this game. It looks incredible. I hope we see a little bit more of it at like maybe E3 this year. But it looks very good, and as a Batman fan, I'm very excited for this.
Find yourself a buddy. It will be co-op,
Yeah,
only for 2 players online,
yeah.
which that's couldn't ask for more.
I mean,
Maybe
at
4
least
player,
at
but
least they're doing it, man. Like I really feel
yeah.
like that used to be such a common
Oh,
thing.
look at these combos.
Yeah,
You could do a team play combo. That is amazing.
apparently they're dynamic. So like depending on the team comp, they'll do different stuff.
That's fun.
Yeah, so I think that's also the fun of it being co-op. You both get to share in those fucking aw shit moments. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this game looks visually stunning, and I feel
I
like the
love
story is
this
going to be
grapple play.
very cool. And I feel like they made the best decision ever making this co-op because you're going to be able to share this experience with someone the whole time. It's like fucking playing through a movie with your friend. Why the fuck would you not want that?
Why would you not want that? Like, this is looking really good.
Yeah, wait till you see the shit at the end.
This is Warner Brothers made this?
Yeah, I think they have like their own
Whoa.
studios.
Publisher, Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment. Yep.
So yeah, they head up to the top of this tower and
Wow.
they encounter Mr. Freeze.
Oh, Mr. Freeze. No
Yeah.
G. Good.
But yeah, I don't know.
Love me some
Everything about
Mr.
this game
Freeze.
looks very good. I'm excited that we finally have a release date. It's another thing slotted into fall, which is scary, but at least
Fall
we're
is the
getting it.
time of gaming.
Yeah, fall is where legends are made.
Can't say I'd do anything in fall anyway here in Canada.
No, you hide inside and you play video games. This works perfectly.
Ah, snowflakes, get inside.
Yeah. That's it. Hopefully we get some more Gotham Knight shit soon. But yes, it looks very good. I highly recommend everyone to go check it out for themselves and mark your calendar October 25th, 2022. Next thing on the docket, Kyle, you wanted to talk about Sea of
Sea
Thieves
of
season 6.
Thieves.
There's a lot of
So
S
many
words.
S's.
There's a lot of them, and I couldn't handle it. I'm sorry.
Sea of Thieves season 6.
Season 6. Say it 7 times fast. All right.
Sea of Thieves.
So what is what is exciting about season 6?
I like Sea of Thieves, but I feel like this is like such an underwhelming season that's coming out. They didn't really add too much from what I've seen from this trailer. They're adding a new haunted island, which seems to be the best thing probably. Playing this game, I really like the PvP aspect of it. So with it introducing these haunted islands, you're able to go onto these islands. It looks like you're fighting spectral pirates. So you fight these ghosts off, you take over the island, you get your loot and everything, and you're able to kind of capitalize on these islands and defend it. So you get like cannons, you see incoming ships, you can shoot them down. So that part looks really fun, kind of like King of the Hill in a way, or tower defense in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks really fun for that. Because in Sea of Thieves, like you gotta like find fights. I mean, I feel like they're more common now for some reason. I don't know what happened in the game because I just played it maybe 2 weeks ago, I jumped back into it, and I feel like I was constantly in ship fights, which went on release, you hardly ever really seen a ship, and if you did, they just kinda, like, ran away, or you run into a brig, and they just come and mess your day up.
Yeah.
But, with this island and everything, it's like a hotspot, so it's kind of attracting players to this area, and the PvP, I feel, is gonna be wild with this expansion, so that's the good part about it. Other than that, compared to their other releases that they've done, this one seems not that great in a way. They've definitely added some cool stuff, but, um, I will play it, I will try it, I like the fighting, it's super fun, and the game is always fun to play with multiple people. You get up to 4 players, co-op multiplayer, in this open world, and that part's really fun about it, so you get to play with your friends and everything. Uh, so these haunted islands will be a good thing. Not too sure what else they've really added into it. There's a couple new skins and such, but, I feel like there's, some more stuff for the pirate legends. They get to do a little more missions and such, but, very underwhelming for this kinda game, I guess. They've just added, like, one key thing that I really like, and that's about it. Have you played much Sea of Thieves lately, or not really?
So I haven't played it since year one. So in the first year, they did this thing where if you hit Pirate Legends before the end of the first year, you got limited cosmetics, like limited edition cosmetics that would never be available. And I played a shit ton to get those, and then I haven't played it since.
Just the
So
grind and ditch.
yeah, so me and my girlfriend grinded it forever to get the cosmetics, and we both got them. But like at the end of all that grinding, there was just nothing left to do. So for me, I feel like this game has always kind of got that reward wrong because cosmetics are kind of meh. Like they are cool. I don't want to shit on them too hard. They have some cool stuff in the game. I'm not trying to shit on that. But like when that's the only incentive is just to change how your character looks or like how your ship looks, like that only gives you so much motivation. You can't really like
Yeah.
do anything permanently to upgrade your character or upgrade your weapons or upgrade your ship. It's just kind of like all for looks. There are fun experiences in this game. The ship combat is amazing. The trolling around with your friends getting lost while one dude pretends to read the map right is like that's part of the beauty of the game. That really is the fun part of the game. But like that kind of gets stagnant after a bit, especially, wrangling a group of 4 dudes who are like really into this game is not that easy to do. So, I mean, for me, one of these new contents seasons they've added would really have to add something phenomenal to bring me back. Like, I haven't even gone back and playing the Tall Tales because I just don't think they're going to give me anything that rewarding
Yeah.
to invest the time in.
This
So,
game is ultimately just cosmetic based for most rewards, and the highest, like, form of entertainment is ultimately just the PvP, the experiences with your buddies when you're playing, the ultimately just the fucking around in it that you can do and troll on people and just do all that kind of fun stuff. Other
yeah,
than that, yeah, it's kinda like you're gonna play it for a little bit, and then chances are you're just gonna let it sit. Like, it's
yeah,
not really there is no reward at all. It's all just cosmetic. It's cool once you get the cosmetic, but yeah, like you said, like, after you get it, now what? I
yeah,
grinded so hard, I got it, now I'm like, "Whew, okay, I'm done." And then you
yeah.
just set it off to the side, and that's over already.
Yeah. I mean, it's sad because I think it's a very like cool system and like the world and everything is beautiful. Like the game is
Yeah,
fun. It's just there's just not enough there to keep you coming back and keeping you invested. And they like added stuff over time, like the Tall Tales, but I've heard stories that they're like essentially the same kind of mission grindy things that
it
like
is,
other
yeah.
missions were, and that like they added pets, but I think you had to pay for them or stuff. So
You
like some
do,
of the
yeah.
cooler stuff, they don't even like get you a chance to reward yourself by playing. They're just like, buy it, please. So I don't know. There's a lot about Sea of Thieves that I like, but there's a lot of stuff they've done since launch that I don't quite agree with, and I don't understand what the future of this game looks like. And it doesn't sound like this update really adds anything that exciting.
This is very much so a month and kinda dump game.
Yeah, yeah,
So, take it as you want. It is fun, don't get me wrong, but you will most likely get bored of it and just set it off to the side and not touch it again for the foreseeable season, at least.
Yeah.
But, it is what it is. I appreciate this game. It was super fun, and it is fun from time to time, but that's about it.
Yeah, man. So we're in this pirate vein. You were really excited to talk about this next game
Yeah,
called
this one was
Skull and
super cool.
Bones. So I'll let you take the lead and you try to explain what this is.
So I kinda stumbled upon this randomly after watching the season 6, video for Sea of Thieves, and I came across this 23-minute video of Skull and Bones made by Ubisoft, and it's just a pirate game. It seems more, judging by this 23-minute video that they made, it seems more ship-based. So there's not a whole lot of things like Sea of Thieves. You are able to dock your boat, get off, explore the island, get your bounty and everything. This game seems more, the boat is your main focus. Everything is controlled from the boat. When you get to an island or a shipwreck to collect any kind of bounty, you kind of just roll up on it and a cinematic kind of plays out and the guys jump off the boat, they collect the loot, they bring it back to the boat and you take off. But the one thing that got me about this game was just looking at the visuals of this game. There is so much detail in absolutely everything in this game. And the ship fighting is really fun looking. You got guns in the front, you can just bombard ships, and it just looks really fun for a gunfight. This may also be a kind of game for me where it's kind of like I'll grind it really hard for the first bit and then I might just set it off to the side. But the cannon fights, the visuals, everything looks really fun for the ship fights. Other than that, I'm really hoping there is a way to kind of use your character and get off the boat and kind of explore islands, because that's the other good part about being like a pirate in a pirate game. You want to be able to explore these islands, find your own loot, kind of explore the environment in your own way, and collect the stuff that you want. And to be kind of tethered to the boat only is honestly probably going to get pretty boring after a while. So I really hope they introduce, I mean, this is only just a 23-minute clip. They could just be trying to show the highlights of everything like any kind of producer would want to do. But I mean, I got, fingers crossed that they give us a kind of player kind of style where you can jump off and go explore on your own. They give you these abilities on your boat too, so you can ram ships. It's a part of like a special ability, it looks like. But yeah, that's kind of what I get from this. Like visually amazing, ship fights amazing, cannon fights, the abilities on the ship. That all looks super great, and I just hope that they add in that part where your character is also as playable as the ship is, and you can explore the environment in your own way and feel a little more free and not as tethered to one thing. And that's kind of where I'm at with this game. But it looks really good. I mean, this is probably, is this your first time looking at this?
I've seen it in the past, and it came when like I want to say this announcement came out like very shortly after Sea of Thieves came out, and I was just like, it's just Sea of Thieves but made by Ubisoft. It certainly does not look like that, and judging by what like the way you're describing it, is they put like way more emphasis on your ship, and it looks like you can like pick different captains, and different captains have different abilities, and like that's kind of how I'm judging it. I don't really know too much about it, but I
Yeah, it
do
doesn't
like
seem.
that aspect that like you could build your ship more. Like but I agree with you that I hope that there's still like exploration outside of the ship, because that would be
Yeah,
pretty limited if it was just drive around, collect loot, and shoot each other. And that's fun, but that's not going to be fun forever.
no. I mean, ultimately, as a gamer for these types of games, you want to feel more powerful and more free in these types of games. You don't want to be tethered to just one thing and that's it. And watching a cinematic is super fun and everything, but if you're able to actually participate in that event, it's much better and way more interactive and will keep you more intrigued in the game, honestly.
Yeah, that kind of does take away from it when it's like you kill an enemy ship and then it shows like a small cinematic of you boarding them and stealing their chests. Like that's kind of all right, but part of the magic of Sea of Thieves is that you could just hop on some dude's ship and it's just chaos. You know what I mean? Like you just put their
Yeah.
anchor down and you're in their fucking bottom of the ship stealing their bananas and like doing all sorts of mayhem. You know what I mean? Like so that on ship interaction certainly is like a pretty like dramatic part of what makes Sea of Thieves fun. And to lose all of that in this game, I think is a recipe for disaster because I think that's what makes fucking Sea of Thieves great, and that's what could make
Yeah.
this game kind of meh.
Do not do this game a disservice by tethering us to one environment and one environment only. It'll
Yeah,
be fun for the first bit, 100%, but I can almost guarantee that this will get boring after a while.
yeah. I will say this
So,
though, we've been shitting on a lot of shit this episode, so I'll try to right the ship a little bit, pun intended. This game does visually look really good. The people who can see the video, and you can see the video on YouTube. You just search "We Are Nerdin Out" and there's the video podcast there. There's also
check it
audio
out.
available everywhere. But if you're listening to it, you can find it on YouTube and you can just search Skull and Bones and find the gameplay yourself. But the game does look visually stunning. There's a lot of very cool detail, like all the crew that's just like, working, like rushing around the fucking deck of the ship, doing various things. That stuff's very cool and it's immersive. But I feel like, that stuff will kind of get old a couple minutes into it, but it's still nice
Yeah.
that they bothered to put all that detail in there because it very easily could have just been like a fucking ship steering around doing nothing and just having cannons shoot off. But it's nice that it kind of dictates like what's going on. Like when you're doing actions through your boat commands, that you actually see your crew, facilitating those actions and running around. And if shit gets chaotic, they actually react to it. So that is pretty cool. And it does look good. So I mean,
Oh, it looks really good, yeah.
apparently the game comes out April 2022, so next month. So we'll get to know whether this game is actually worth playing or not very very soon. But it is something very cool, and I'm glad you did bring it up because it
Yeah.
is it is
As any
potentially pretty
Ubisoft
badass.
game usually is. It looks visually stunning, and, everything about it looks so good. Like, even, like, the smallest detail like, at first glance, like, I'm noticing every small detail, like, the fire in the lanterns is directional to the wind, like, the flags are directional to the wind, like, everything is so detailed and realistic in a sense, and the chaos on the deck with all the people running around and doing their jobs. You got the captain ordering everybody around, like, it's so in depth and just really good looking.
Yeah,
So let's just hope we're not tethered to the boat. I
yeah,
hope for more exploration, a little more freedom. I mean, this is just one clip that they're showing us for 23 minutes about the boat fights. So, I mean, there could be more. I'm just not too sure. This is just on a video I watched, this video in particular.
okay. We'll know soon, man. Very
We will
soon.
know soon,
We'll
April
know soon,
2022, so it's
and
coming
we'll
up.
we'll report back with the findings. Don't you worry.
Don't you freaking worry, we'll be back.
So next thing on the list is they dropped this trailer 2 days ago, and this is the teaser trailer for season 3 of The Boys. Kyle does not watch The Boys because he's a weirdo, but
I'm
I
so
will
weird.
share the excitement for both of us. So I can't play it with audio, of course, because copyright strikes. And there's
Copyright.
Imagined Dragons. They do a song for this trailer, so it's definitely going to get struck. So I will play it with no audio, but it depicts a bunch of various things going on in the world as a trailer would do. The things that are exciting about this trailer is it shows, Vought still trying to promote its heroes, even though people got a pretty good taste that it's corrupt as fuck. You also have A Train seemingly being like a kind of, I don't want to say vigilante because he's a hero, but he seems more of like a hero for the people now, which could be pretty cool. Also has Butcher having some kind of superpowers. He's able to shoot fucking lasers out of his eyes. This trailer is just crazy. So I mean,
Holy
I'm
shit.
very excited to check this season 3 out. The trailer shows it's kind of like a sizzle reel of just various things going on. I wouldn't say it gives you like a real good taste of what the story is going to be, but it does show some pretty cool stuff to look forward to, just in terms of pure chaos and magic that is the boys.
Wow, this is so chaotic and I
Yeah, you
try to
really should
understand what
watch
I'm
it, man.
seeing.
It's fucking hilarious.
I got an idea of what this movie was about, and I really just kinda underestimated how brutal and gory this is. Like, literally, people are exploding
Yeah.
in a graphic way. It is awesome.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like I said, this is kind of the superhero show. When I imagine superheroes, I always joke about it. My go-to joke is that if Superman was real, he wouldn't like fucking negotiate with anyone. He would just cut you in half with his bare hand because he's fucking Superman. Okay? He doesn't have time to deal with you. You were like an ant to him. And these people like actually kind of depict that in the show to a degree. It's obviously not that well, it can be that extreme, but they're not just ripping people in half constantly. But like
Fr
that's kind of the magic of this show is it really shows what I think heroes would be like in reality. Like companies would try to market them and make money off them, and they would be shameless, and they would be, fame seekers, and then there would be a handful of devout ones that actually would take it seriously. And this show really does show like a pretty good spectrum of those characters, and I think they react in a very interesting, real way, uh, at least in their world, because obviously we don't have superpowers here, so it's different. It's fantasy, but they act very real, in my opinion. So that's what I really like about the show.
Definitely shows a level of, power.
Yeah,
It really depicts that they are another level and they are not just regular human,
yeah,
which
man.
is really, really cool.
Yeah, I recommend you should check it out. Anyone who
I'm
hasn't
missing
checked it
out.
out, you should check it out. But yeah, it's gonna fucking come out soon. I don't think they showed. Okay, so they did. It arrives June 3rd. So the release date for season 3 is June 3rd. So it's very, very soon. Couple months.
June comes fast.
Yeah, man.
It's here before you know it.
Couple months away. But yes, very exciting. I hope you guys are also excited about it as I am. And maybe we
I
can
need to dive
convert
in.
Kyle and then we'll actually be able to talk about it a little bit more.
What am I doing with my life?
I have to rewatch it because I'm not going to lie to you. I was going to try to summarize what has happened, but a lot has happened, and I am an old man and I can't remember shit. So I remember kind of what's going on, but I will definitely have to rewatch it. And I actually look forward to it because it's very funny. So I will do that.
No, I'm gonna give it a watch too. I got some time.
It's worth it, honestly. I swear to God, it's worth it.
I did mean to watch it when it first came out. I seen, the season 1 trailer and stuff when it was first released, and I was really intrigued by the whole superheroes and the graphic goriness of it, and really depicting on how much of like, a level difference there. They're on a different plane compared to a regular human. Like, you are literally nothing, and you will just be blown up, essentially. Like, that part was really cool. And it really just shows, like, yeah, they're not to be fucked with. Like, this could happen, and it does happen in their universe.
Spoiler
So that's
alert,
really neat.
Kyle. People
Yeah?
attempt to fuck with them. That's what the show is about.
You like when people fuck with you?
You like it
You
when
like that?
average people fuck with superheroes? Well, if you do, The Boys is a show for you. It's very
Check it
good.
out.
I can't say enough good things about it. More soon when we watch it. Next thing on the
Gonna
list,
dive in.
there isn't really too much to say about this quite yet. I just mostly want to let people know that there
Mm.
is a Xbox indie game showcase this week on March 16th. You can watch it on Twitch and YouTube, all that stuff, and you don't have to worry about watching it live. I'm sure there'll be VOD everywhere, but they always show some really cool games. I know they're gonna show like things like Tunic. Um, so there's lots of cool games that we'll get updates for, and then there's probably some new shit that we haven't seen. And if you like indie games, I recommend you check it out. That's really all I have to say about it. Check it out. I'll report back
Perfect.
with what I think is fucking cool because I know what's cool. Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking watch it.
Yeah. All right. So next thing that happened this last week is Sony had a state of play that was a little bit of a snooze fest. I'm not gonna lie. We didn't get anything too crazy, and the shit they did show us, I didn't care about. So if you cared about it, I
Uh,
apologize, but the stuff they showed off didn't really interest me all that much. There was a couple things that I thought were kind of neat that I wanted to share with Kyle. There was this game
yep.
called Exoprimal, which essentially is Pacific Rim, where
Ah, yes.
things come through a fucking portal and people get in robot suits and fight them. The only difference is they're not quite as big as Jaegers were. So these suits more look like exosuits. And instead of giant kaijus, it's fucking dinosaurs. So they just show like fucking dinosaurs pouring out of this vortex in the middle of a city, and then a group of 4 of these exosuits fighting them with various abilities. That's all I can really say about it because that's all the trailer showed. You can check the trailer out for yourself on YouTube. It is called Exoprimal, and it was revealed it's made by Capcom. It does look very cool. The
Oh,
only other
Capcom doesn't fuck
thing,
around.
yeah, they don't fuck around. The only other thing that was cool in state of play, and you can take my word for it, is this game called Trek to Yomi. And this is a game they announced a while back. It's a samurai game. It is not Ghost of Tsushima. It is not even close. It is a side-scrolling game to a degree, and the combat and visuals look stunning. We will watch some of it right now. Kyle, I don't think you've ever seen it, right?
Nope, not this one.
Okay, so the
Live
game,
right now, I'm experiencing it with everybody.
yeah,
Oh.
so it's like a side-scrolling sword fighting game, and the combat looks very visceral, very cool.
Wow, gory already.
Yeah, and the game has a very like cool aesthetic. It's very like old school samurai movie, black and white. The voice acting is very similar. I think it might be all in Japanese with subtitles. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. I'm not an expert. Um, but yes, the game does look cool. And if you fucking like samurais, you have to check this game
Who
out.
doesn't like samurais?
That guy doesn't have a nose.
He doesn't need a nose. He's a samurai.
But yeah, it's
You're gonna tell a samurai he needs a nose?
I mean, if he wants to smell stuff, maybe.
The only thing he's smelling is victory, being a samurai.
That is actually factual. But the game is visually stunning. It's black and white. The just kind of got this like weird, enchanting, like almost fantasy element to it, but it seems to be grounded in some kind of realistic sword fighting combat. It looks visually stunning. I recommend you guys check it out. It's called Trek
Feel
to Yomi.
I feel like this was a risk that paid off in a big way.
How so? Give me your take.
Well, you would like old-fashioned black and white, so as being visually stimulating, if you were to hear those words, you'd be like, "Oh, that sounds pretty plain and boring." But seeing the way they have it portrayed and like the visuals behind it, the way it looks, the feel you get from it, it actually like kind of pulls you in and keeps you intrigued in the game. But if you were to hear that, "Hey, this game's black and white and old-timey," you'd be like, "Well, why the fuck do I wanna play that?" Until you
It's
see it and it actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, it does look very good. It has like a film grain kind of overlay on
Yeah.
top of it. It is very stylized. It's very cool looking. So I recommend you guys check it out.
Oh, it's really cool. This worked out for them.
Comes out in spring 2022, and it also comes on the back or comes off the back of Ghost of Tsushima. So Ghost of Tsushima, man. I don't, Kyle. You've never played it, right?
No.
Yeah. Are you laughing about comes on back or what? I can just
I'm
fucking
trying to
see
hold
you
it in.
laughing. I can just see you laughing.
Oh my god.
That's not a common turn of phrase. What?
Cut and
Yeah,
edit, cut and edit.
if you haven't played Ghost of Tsushima, I mean, obviously you should. And this game kind of might scratch that itch if for some reason you haven't got enough samurai sword action yet. So it's very cool. I should recommend checking the trailer out. Alrighty, Kyle. Next thing is your
Oh
recommendation.
my god.
You'll have to tell me about it because I know nothing about it. You were very excited to share it with me, so let's
Okay,
hear it. What's it about, Kyle?
so right off the hop, okay, so I'm on Crave TV. This show pops up. Our flag means death. Completely random. I know nothing about this show at all. I click play. To my amazement, this was the funniest show like in a while. Think of The Office, but pirates version. Like it is so great and so funny. Everything about this was just the actors that are in this as well, like they're all top tier comedians, like every single one of them. So there's this guy, the captain there, and he's basically a rich spoiled boy. He's often depicted as being very yellow belly, soft, silver spooned kind of boy. And his father almost beat him for being that way because he wanted him to toughen up. But because he was raised in such a a lifestyle he came across as weak and soft, and that's how he ultimately was. Where everybody else is playing with like swords and stones and like whatever, fighting each other. He's out in the flower garden picking flowers, and he's got a very soft kind of demeanor to him. So he ultimately is kind of sick of his life being soft and everything, and he wants to prove himself. So he decides to be a pirate captain, takes a ship and a bunch of guys, and he set out to sea. And oh, it is just so funny from then on out, just to what happens in this show. It is amazing. I was not expecting it to be that good, but it really just ticked every comedic box for me. It was so great. I recommend everybody just give it a watch. Just the first episode alone was the pilot episode was just so great. Just the first ship they pirate is like this little fishing boat. There's like two guys and they're just old and they're like waving and they're like, prepare to be boarded. And he's like going down this rope ladder and he's like flipping it. He's like, oh, hold the bottom there so I can get on his ship. And he gets there and he like steals a cup. He's like, all right, this is mine. And he like gets back on his ship. Oh, it's amazing. I can't like stress it enough. Just watch the pilot. If you hate it, then fuck me. Like, I don't know what to say. It is so good.
That
Give it
that's
a
that's the
watch.
best recommendation ever. Okay, watch one episode, and if you hate it, I guess I'm a fucking moron. All right.
I
It
fucked
does
up. My
sound it
bad.
does sound really funny. The guys in it, I've seen him in other stuff. They're very funny. So I'll take your word for it. I'll watch an episode tonight. I'll
Oh,
watch an
it's
episode
like
tonight.
if you know any of these actors, like Rise Darby, he's the quest giver for like the Jumanji movies. He's the guy that gives the quest in the beginning. If you recognize him, how do you say this guy's name?
So his name,
Taki what
Taika Waititi.
Taika Waititi.
Yeah,
The if you don't know the name or who he is, he's the ultimately the main bad guy in Free Guy, the owner of Free City. So
yeah.
he's the he's Blackbeard in this show, so that already tells you something. He's gonna be just playing out just dumb funny, really,
His
like a lot
character
of these characters.
in Free Guy is so good. He's just such a
Oh my god, I
numbskull.
love it.
Just the fucking shit he says is so good. So I can only imagine he's gonna be the same lunacy in this show. Just pure
Oh,
shenanigans,
yeah, I
man.
guess we're buddies now. We should just come up with a sweet handshake. Ready? 3, 2, 1, get back to work!
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
just
man.
love that actor. He's so good at what he does.
Yeah.
Like, the best way to put this, The Office meets Pirates. So good.
So it
If
is
you like
called
The Office, you will like this.
yeah, the show is called Our Flag Means Death. It is an HBO Max show, so I'm assuming in Canada you watch it on Crave, and in the States HBO Max. Just so people are aware, that's where you can find it.
That's where you will find it. So good. Check it out. Recommend. High recommend.
Yeah.
Such a random find.
Yeah, man. So the only other things left on this week's docket to talk about is Jujutsu Kaisen Zero movie comes out this week,
This week, March 18th is the
March
release
18th.
date
Yes,
for
sir.
Canada. I
For
don't know about anywhere
Canada.
else. For up
I'll
for
definitely
here
try to
in
go see it
Canada,
this
eh?
weekend. Are you pretty excited for it?
I'm actually super excited. This is such a great show. This is one of those shows I kinda clicked and watched when it was first released on, Crunchyroll and just really got sucked right into it. Like, it's so good.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoy the show
Ultimately
quite a bit.
yeah, ultimately, the manga really took off, so they figured it's worth it to do a spin-off, and they fired up the TV series of Jujutsu Kaisen, and it really took off as well. So this movie, I guess, is not really canoned to the actual seasons at all. It's kind of like a prequel, I guess, in a way. It's not really you're not gonna see, like, the main characters in it. You will see Gojo, Panda, the girl that uses cursed weapons. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. So there is a couple guys from the series, but you're not going to see Todori or any of those guys in it, the main three. So I'm kind of curious to see how this movie goes. I mean, I'm like 100% sure I will be I will enjoy this. Like I have no doubt about it. There's no way they're just going to put that much time because it's been a while since they've put out anything for Jujutsu Kaisen ever since season 2 end there, so this will be really great to finally get a movie out of it. I mean, have you seen the TV series?
I have. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't remember a lot of it, so I will have to rewatch it before I see this. But yes, I have watched the show. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I just started rewatching it again because I watched it quite a while ago, so then I just started watching it again just to kinda get a refresher on what this show is really about and kind of all the little details that I might have missed out on. So
Yeah.
this will be I'm looking forward to this movie. I love just anime movies, and I love it when they come to theaters in our Western world. I mean, Japan's just killing it with these animes. Like, I love every single one of them that come out here. My most recent one that I went and seen would have been, My Hero Academia, and that was such a killer show, so I got nothing but, like, big hopes for this show. It's honestly, I feel like it's kinda hard to fuck it up to make it entertaining for what the show is.
Yeah.
So, for me, the only downfall would be that we're not gonna see the main cast, and I'm curious to see how this movie if it even ties into the series. I mean, rumor has it that this TV show is ultimately a way to kind of attract new audience to the show. So you don't have to have seen the series to understand what's going on in this movie. Apparently, it'll be very descriptive of what everything is and how curse works and curse spirits, curse weapons, powers, and such. So you will be brought along for the ride, and you will not be left in the dark at all, from what I understand of what this movie will be.
That's cool that they're gonna take the time and like really make sure nobody feels lost. Like that's so like hard to do, and it's a nice thing for them to do because not a lot of animes would do that. They would just be like, you know what? Like a lot of people watch the show, will just make the fucking movie to be like what they expect, and that's kind of what they deliver. But some movies do a very good job of like encapsulating what is going on, so a person who knows nothing about the show can actually sit down there and enjoy the movie as it is. So that's cool that they're doing that.
Oh yeah, exactly. No, they definitely doing everybody a service with this.
Yeah, man. I literally I've only seen one other anime movie in theaters, and it was the fucking Demon Slayer show, or the Demon Slayer,
Oh,
the train.
Mogan Train.
Yeah,
Yes, that movie was top tier shit. Like, oh my god, that was such a good movie.
yeah,
Tear jerking and everything. I'm not no crybaby, ain't no bitch. But
man.
like, fuck. When Ren Goku at the end there, oh, I was like, you're fucking kidding me.
Dude, that has to be one of it's up there in like probably my top 5 theater experiences. Like I've seen Endgame in theaters and stuff like that, and like I always talk about, like when Cap picked up the hammer, people went fucking ballistic, and like it's
Yeah.
cool to share an experience like that. But I can honestly say, without a doubt, the final fight in Demon Slayer is
Oh.
so hype, man. I have never been so hyped personally for a fight in my fucking life. But
Can
the,
can you
the
can you see
train
the
fight is
goosebumps on my arm
insane,
right
man.
now?
I honestly like. I thought about watching it again, but I had such a good experience in a theater that I'm like, I don't know if I could enjoy it to the same degree at home. I definitely will watch it again one day, but fuck me, was it good in the theater? It was just
Have you
like the fucking cascade into the crescendo of that movie is just insane.
have you had
So
a
good.
chance to see the Entertainment District, arc after Mogan Train?
No, so I have not watched that yet.
Okay, that season is so good.
Yeah.
That's a good season.
I mean,
So
Mugen
it
Train
continues
ends
off
at such a
from
good spot, bro.
yeah, just oh my god. That was just such a good movie, and, if you haven't seen it, like, watch that. You don't even have to watch the season, just watch that show. Just watch that movie, and it is so good. Of course, watch the season, though, like, you're gonna wanna know who's who and what's what, and their characteristics of the characters and their kind of personalities are really great. The personalities of each of these characters and how they intertwine with each other is really what makes the chemistry of the show so great. So once we get to this movie, you have a better understanding of who's who and what's what, so it really makes it more on a personal level, you're more connected to these characters, which makes the ending that much better for what happens.
Yeah, dude.
So, like, check it out. It is so good.
Yeah. And if you're one of those people that you're like, I don't watch anime, I was that guy for so long. And I can tell you that it's worth watching. There's just
You
stories that can be told in anime that just can't be told in any other way. Like, and they get away with telling the like fringe, very dark stories that like just you would literally get nowhere else other than like maybe reading a book or a comic. Like That's the appeal for anime for me. It's like I grew up watching TV and movies till my eyes bled. So when I ran into anime, I was like, it's fucking cartoons. I don't want to watch that shit. And then somebody put me onto Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood,
Oh
and
my
I
god.
watched that. I think that was like my perfect anime to start with. But like it just started with such a dark tone, and like the brothers, and like I could connect with what they were trying to do. Like I think everyone could relate to those characters. So like it drew me in, and then that's how I fell in love with anime. Is they're willing to tell these like high fantasy stories with dark serious undertones, and it's just you can't get that in modern storytelling any other way. Like no fucking movie company is going to take a chance on like trying to tell a story like that, or like no TV production company is going to tell a story like that, and they're so hard to do authentically with like live action. You know what I mean? We've seen the adaptations where they like made like live action Attack on Titan and live action Full Metal Alchemist. Like it's those aren't terrible, but they're definitely hard to pull off. The anime allows you to have those fantasy elements really feel real. So if you're one of those people that are on the fence about watching animes, I recommend watching them. I really do enjoy them. Obviously, find one that suits you. But I definitely used to be one of those guys who just scoff at the idea of watching him. Now I watch quite a few of them. And
Yeah.
Demon Slayer is definitely a darker one, but I enjoy it quite a bit. And the fucking Mugen Train fight scene in the end will make your nipples
Oh my
hard,
god.
even if you're standing outside the theater door. So watch it, you fucking animals. I don't want to have
Set
to tell you it
set
again.
your heart ablaze.
Oh
Oh,
my god,
so fucking good. That movie is top tier.
dude!
That is like the best anime movie I've seen in a while.
I swear to God, I am not lying when I say like, I actually was like fucking like just excited beyond belief. Like it was intense. Like goosebumps is the best way to describe it. Like you're literally
Yeah.
just sitting there like fuck it, like do it. Shit was sick. I'm a
Set
grown
your heart
man.
ablaze. I'm here, kid.
Yeah.
Woo!
I'm a grown man. It's you know what I mean. When you get old, it gets hard to get there. You know what I mean, in more than one way. And that movie gets you there, dude. It's fucking sick.
Just sitting there, school. Ah!
Yeah,
Red Goku.
yeah, dude. Oh man, yeah. And
Oh,
it's a fucking baller fight, dude. Like just
oh,
it's so
it's
good
so good.
in
Can't
theaters.
stress it
Whew.
enough.
So I'm actually excited to go see Jujutsu Kaisen Zero in theaters.
Back
That's
on
kind
point
of what
here.
I was trying to get to. Is I will go see this in theaters because I think honestly it does aid in the experience to go see it in a theater.
Yeah, yeah, experience and theater experiences alone for these types of movies are just like far none, just so much better to be in that environment and watch these kind of movies. Like they really just hit home. First, you got like the personal experience with movie theaters. Like we've all been to theaters as kids and everything. It's just really home to be there. And then you get these really personal kind of movies that are really just not our culture norm. And to have that come in is just so different and just touches way different. It's just such a crazy experience to go through it.
Yeah, man. Anime can be something that's like shocking, and then to see it in like like a shared environment, like a movie theater, and see other people enjoy it and stuff. It's certainly an interesting experience. I recommend everyone should try it.
Yeah.
It's very
There's
cool.
just such a hype difference that way.
Yeah, dude. I really feel like it is like everyone in the theater is like such a nerd, and they're like fucking do it. They're doing it too, so like everyone's like feeding off the energy in the room. They're like, can you believe this shit is happening? Like it's so
Holy
good.
fuck, holy
Yeah.
fuck. Do you see this? Do you
He's
see
getting
this?
stronger. He has a better move. Shit is fucking sick. But yes, nevertheless, it comes out this weekend. I recommend everyone go see it. I'm definitely
Yeah.
going to see it, and we will talk about it
March
on the next
18th.
episode.
Yeah, after we see it, we get to give you a nice review. There will be
Yeah,
probably spoilers,
I
just so you know, but we'll save it for the end.
100%. We will. You know what? I'll tell you what. We'll give ourselves like 2 minutes of like, it was good. I recommend you go see it. It was great, and then we'll spoil the living shit out of it because that's
Yeah.
what's fun about
It was good, it was great, go see it.
it. Yeah,
Spoiler alert, here we go, deep dive. Holy fuck, this
yeah,
is a movie! This happened, it was amazing. Holy shit!
yeah. Exactly. And we'll be
High
there.
hopes.
We'll be there, hyped up,
Oh,
ready to go.
I hope you guys are all there too.
Alrighty, man. On the last bit, I mean, I feel like we'd be remiss if we didn't mention that the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer dropped. I
Yep,
am a Star Wars fan. I wouldn't say I'm a giant one, so I don't want to, lie to anyone. I will watch this show. I have watched all the other shows. I really enjoy
yep.
Mandalorian, like every fucking one, and I really liked Boba Fett, which turned into the Mandalorian season 3. I love that ending. So I'm excited to see this. I mean, I don't really give a shit about Ewan McGregor and his Obi-Wan Kenobi, but like, I'm down to go visit it again. I'm not a fucking animal. I'm down for the fucking Star Wars. So hopefully this show is good. Kyle, where do you stand with this?
It's just yeah, like for Star Wars, like I'm a fan of the movies and everything. Like I've watched all of them, but I can't say I'm like a hardcore fan. I don't know the lore behind everything. I don't understand what's actually going on. For this TV series, I do understand that it has something to do with the cartoon series and like there's like these four main Sith villains that'll be kind of a part of this TV series, and they're going to be like your main villains that we're going to be seeing in this. So apparently, it's going to be shedding some light on that, bringing it to a live action kind of setting. Like this guy here is apparently one of the leaders of this like kind of team of four Siths, and they're ultimately trying to hunt down Obi-Wan Kenobi to kill him, to my understanding.
Yeah, I think they're Jedi killers.
This guy here is actually Luke Skywalker's uncle, so we're getting some backstory into the aunt and uncle before they die, and we're gonna see a Luke Skywalker somewhere in the age of like 13, I guess. I mean, this is all based on what I've seen and what I've read a little bit on this. I'm no expert at all in Star Wars. I'm just a guy that appreciates all the movies and loves them all. And like, there's little Easter eggs there too with like that rebel Jedi, the lightsaber with the wings. There's something with that. There's a significance to it. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna watch it as a Star Wars fan, but not a hardcore fan. I mean, I love these shows and movies like anybody else really would.
Yeah. I think
But
like
yeah,
it's pretty crazy they got the cast back. You know what I mean? Like they actually got Christian
yeah,
Hayes and then they got fucking Ewan McGregor. So like that's pretty cool. I think that kind of draws in some prequel fans. I mean the overarching story from what I understand is like that guy leads a group of fucking Sith lords that want to be Jedi killers and they're hunting down all the last remaining Jedi. I'm assuming they're there for Obi-Wan. Chaos ensues. My only thing is one, this kid whips, but he doesn't nay nay, and two, um, I'm so confused whether they
wasn't ready
are
for
gonna
that.
actually sword fight. It like they're actually gonna light sword fight, as you guys like to call it, lightsaber. Um, there's none of that really shown in the trailer that much. That worries me. For a show that's supposed to be like Sith fighting Jedis, there's not enough Sith fighting Jedis in this trailer that gets me excited. There's a lot of studious looks from fucking Obi-Wan, but there's not a lot of sword fighting. So hopefully there actually is some lightsaber battles and we get some shit that's hype. Um, but I mean, I'm sure there will be. I just wish they showed a little bit more in the trailer.
It's
Granted, this is
funny.
like the first trailer.
It's funny watching this trailer without audio. There's just a whole lot of fucking looking.
That's what I'm
Everybody's
saying.
just looking at each other and looking at everything and walking. That is it.
Yeah.
I'm looking. Here's my lightsaber. I'm looking in your face. Oh, look
Yeah.
at this. Oh, look at that. Oh, I'm looking
There's a
at
lot
you.
of
Oh,
there's a lot of posturing, but there's not really anything
gunfight.
going on.
Back to looking at each other and looking at things, looking at rocks,
That's what I'm saying. There's
looking over
there's
here.
so much Obi-Wan looking studiously in this trailer, it's ridiculous. It's
It's
just
like,
like
what is happening?
opens, he stares over there, rides a train, he's looking over there, sees a fucking Sith Lord, looks over
Season one, brooding. It's
there.
over there. Look at this. Look at that. Sand everywhere.
So, can you believe that my fucking Padawan turned his back on me?
Ugh. He
Bastard.
calls himself Darth Vader.
Whip.
Ugh.
I watch him nay nay. But yeah.
Such a missed
He's
opportunity.
studiously looking
He's
there too.
fucking just creeping on
It's
him
a lot
too.
of fucking Obi
There's a
Wan
lot of
doing that.
looking.
Yeah. So
There he is.
can you believe that I see him even though I'm staring at everything?
Then the Sith Lords are just like right up in everybody's grill, just staring at them.
Yeah.
What is happening?
This is like a entire show dedicated to fucking the square off after the weigh-ins of a UFC fight or something. You know what I mean? Where they're all like, "Eh." That's the whole show. It's just them squaring up with people.
There's gonna be no like talking at all. It's just gonna be a whole lot of staring and maybe a couple gasps here and there, and that's it.
You couldn't tell what I wanted by the way I'm
Boop, boop,
looking
boop,
at
boop,
you.
boop, boop.
I think
Look at
this
my
dude's
lightsaber.
supposed to be a big deal. I'm like I said, I'm not a
Yeah,
fucking
he's like the
hardcore, but
leader of what the fuck are they? They're from a
Probably from Clone Wars or something. Everything's from Clone
It's
Wars.
like it's from the it's like a an animated TV series that is where we see them for the first time.
It's probably Clone Wars.
Clone
Right
Wars.
now, there's a bear named Dade screaming in the top of his lungs what should be happening because he's a Star Wars nut. He's like, "Yeah, it's
Just
fucking Clone
losing his
Wars.
mind.
Watch it, you stupid." Because he's told me to
He's got his
watch
gun
Clone
out
Wars.
pointing at us. Like, what the fuck?
You should have watched Clone
No,
Wars.
no better. No better.
He's told me to watch Clone Wars so many fucking times. And I have not yet tried. I really should.
Just keep it up. Just keep fucking trolling on him.
Now I gotta pretty much never do it just for the
Yeah.
meme.
I'm just gonna be petty.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be funny.
Oh, the worst part about it is Bad Batch came out, and that's like a spin-off show of like Clone Wars. And I was like, "Yeah, man, is Bad Batch good?" He's like, "Yeah, it's really good." I'm like, "Should I watch it?" He's like, "You should watch Clone Wars." I'm like, "Nah, fuck that. I'll just watch Bad Batch."
Skip it.
Yeah,
Fuck
fuck that.
I'm just dumping into this one.
But yeah, man, it comes out on May 25th. I think it's something to be excited about. It might not be everyone's cup of tea, but it's certainly something nerdy to talk
It's
about.
certainly a
that I will
cup.
watch. Yeah, exactly. It holds water. Who else? What else do you
Enjoy.
need in a cup? But
Being so cool, buddy.
that's it. That's the show for this week, folks.
That's all. I mean, this is the interesting stuff we found throughout the week that we wanted to share with everybody.
This is the shit we were excited about. There was a lot of shit to be excited about. This week's gonna have more shit to be excited about. That's good news for you and us.
And us, yep. Just a forewarning and just description of what we are. We may not be experts, but we sure do like to talk about interesting shit.
And
I don't know what else to say.
There's enough interesting shit to talk a long time.
There's a lot of shit out there, and I like to talk about shit. And shit talking, and, all kinds of stuff.
I think we should make a trailer for our show where it's just us studiously looking at things interested in. Like, you know what I mean? It'll just be like
just fucking
it'll just be
clown
like
on it.
us straight down the barrel in the camera, staring intensely, and then it'll like pan over your shoulder, and it'll just be like you reading a manga, and it'll be like, "Oh, the things that they have discovered this week."
That. It's more look. Great.
Like, I've looked so long, I can't even remember where to look anymore.
Should just clown on the main dude too, just like double chin and everything, just with his red lightsaber.
Yeah.
I'm a Sith.
Have you seen this? Have you seen this?
Did
I've seen this this week.
Watch me spin this in circles. Watch this.
Yep. Whoa. That's the sound effect.
You ever hear a helicopter?
Yeah, that's what we should do. We should dub over that trailer. Be like, "Ooh, did you see that over there?" That'll just be Obi-Wan every time we see him.
That
Ooh,
stupid
what's that?
smile he has too when he's like, look at their binoculars, looks at Luke doing his nay nay or whatever, and he's just like, he's got that stupid smile. He's like, he like takes his goggles down. I'm like, what the fuck?
It's like, I know
What is he
something that
doing?
you don't know.
Your dad's a piece of shit.
I mean, like, it's not a little fucked up that like his Padawan died and he's like, I don't know, potentially fishing for a new one, and he's like staring at him with binoculars. I don't know. Obi-Wan's coming a little creepy. He's like,
Old Ben creepy Kenobi.
You see the way that boy is moving? I like how he moves.
Ooh, look at that whip. Ooh,
Yeah,
you don't even need the nay nay.
That's how you avoid lightsabers in a battle. You just whip real hard. He's got the fucking moves.
Oh, fucking clowning on that trailer would be amazing.
Maybe we'll do it. Maybe we won't. Only time will
knows?
tell.
Only time will tell.
But that is
energy
the
levels.
show for the week. We thank you guys for watching. As I previously mentioned, and that we did not mention at the beginning, which we probably should have, the show is now available in audio format on almost every fucking podcast platform that exists. So please search it on there. Please follow it or whatever you do. I don't listen to podcasts because I'm an animal and I need to be visually stimulated. But I'm sure you can find a way to subscribe or like it or do whatever it is that you do.
As a podcast listener on Spotify, I know to download, watch, give us 5 stars, give us a follow, everything like that. This is for the Spotify platform. I'm not too familiar with other platforms. I'm sure they're great too.
Yep. We
Fucking
rec-
check us out
check us out everywhere, including your mom's room.
everywhere.
So
Woo!
thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate all the support. It's been awesome. We will continue to talk aggressively about nerdy things that we enjoy, and I hope you guys continue to listen to us do so. And yeah, Kyle,
Slap the follows. Give we love you guys a lot. Thanks. Thanks.
thanks. We'll see you guys next time.
See you
Bye
guys next time.
bye.
Bye.